You are mid-set on a heavy squat, and the bar is moving. Then it stops, not because your muscles physically cannot produce more force, but because the energy system supplying that force has been depleted faster than it can regenerate. The reps that were physiologically possible are not accessible because the chemistry ran out before the mechanics did. Creatine's strength benefit begins here. The phosphocreatine buffer extends the availability of rapid ATP regeneration during maximal and near maximal effort. Each additional second of phosphocreatine availability is another half rep, another kilogram of force output, another neural drive signal that arrives at the muscle with adequate ATP to act on. Over a training session, over a training week, this accumulates into a meaningfully larger training stimulus. But the strength research on creatine extends beyond energy system effects, and this is where the story becomes more interesting than the phosphocreatine narrative alone. Studies comparing strength gains between creatine-supplemented and placebo groups, where both groups train identically but only one group supplements, consistently show larger strength improvements in the creatine group. These differences emerge over weeks of training and are larger than what the acute energy system effect alone would predict. A supplement that simply provided more ATP would be expected to improve performance in any given training session. What creatine produces is an amplification of the adaptation to training, the rate at which training converts into measurable strength. Improvement is faster. One mechanism for this adaptation amplification is the effect of creatine on myosin, heavy-chain isoform expression. Muscle fibers express different myosin isoforms with different contractile properties. Type 2X fibers, which produce the most force per cross-sectional area, are the most responsive to creatine supplementation. Research has found that creatine supplementation alongside resistance training is associated with a shift in the proportion of type 2 X fiber expression, with greater increases in type 2 X fiber cross-sectional area compared to training alone. This is not simply an energy effect. It is a change in the molecular machinery of the muscle fiber itself. The cellular signaling environment during and after training is also modified by creatine. Better ATP status during training means less AMPK activation, the energy-sensing kinase that inhibits mTOR when energy is low. Less AMPK inhibition of mTOR means more permissive conditions for the protein synthesis that translates training stress into new contractile protein. The strength gains from creatine are partly the result of better protein synthesis, signaling after training sessions rather than simply more energy during them. Myonuclear density, the number of nuclei per unit of muscle fiber volume, increases with creatine-supported training through enhanced satellite cell recruitment. Each additional nucleus supports more protein synthesis capacity, which is part of what allows muscle fibers to both hypertrophy and improve their contractile efficiency. This nuclear domain expansion is a lasting adaptation. It persists beyond supplementation cessation and contributes to the muscle memory phenomenon that allows previously trained individuals to regain strength faster than they initially developed it. The bottom line, creatine's strength benefit is not a simple energy top-up. It is an amplification of the training to adaptation conversion rate, operating through multiple pathways that interact with the fundamental biology of how muscle responds to mechanical load. Neurological contributions to strength gains deserve attention alongside the biochemical mechanisms. Strength is not purely a function of muscle size or energy availability. It is substantially a function of the nervous system's ability to recruit motor units fully, fire them rapidly, and coordinate them across muscle groups. Early-phase strength gains in any training program are predominantly neurological, not muscular. Creatine's effect on the neurological component of strength is less studied than its muscular effects, but is increasingly recognized. Neurons are high-energy cells, the action potential propagation and synaptic transmission that drive motor unit recruitment require substantial ATP. Creatine kinase is expressed in neurons and at neuromuscular junctions. The phosphocreatine system in the nervous system supports rapid ATP regeneration under conditions of high neural activity, exactly the conditions of maximal strength expression. Supplemental creatine increases phosphocreatine availability in neural tissue alongside muscle tissue, potentially supporting more reliable and higher frequency motor unit firing during heavy lifting.